just like a previous Sports Talk episode, I'm doing the same thing. This time, I'm doing both the NBA draft and the NHL draft. How's it going, guys? Mr. Game of Famer, and today we have another episode of Sports Talk. In this episode, we'll be talking about the NBA draft and the NHL entry draft that took place this last week, and we're going to talk about the results, mostly the first round, because that's when all the big players are obviously going to be taken. So that's really it right here. So first, I'm going to talk about the NBA draft. That's what happened first, and the first pick belonged to the Philadelphia 76ers, and they took Ben Simmons, power forward from LSU, and it's kind of like he is the best player, I guess you said, the best overall player, so that kind of like they have to pick him. Did they really need him? I guess not, because Philadelphia already has what? They have Julio Okafor, Joel Embiid, who hasn't played a game, and Nerlens Noel. Those are three big guys. And then he had another one, Ben Simmons. That's a crowded backcourt right there. So where does he fit in? I do think he's going to get playing time, but it's like, should they gone Brandon Ingram from Duke, which, by the way, Los Angeles got a good, very, very good player in Brandon Ingram. People consider him to be a better player, so very interesting. It's very, I guess it's a little bit of a controversial pick. If Simmons was the better fit, or Ingram's a better fit for Philadelphia, or it's just that Philadelphia was pressured to get Simmons because he was the best overall player. We have to see. I do think these are the two best players in the draft. They are very talented. I think they'll do very well in this draft. I thought this year, for some reason, I thought this wasn't the most. It had the most depth for some reason. Like, I didn't feel like, I guess you say, outside like the top 10, like it kind of dropped off a little bit. That's in my opinion. So, Boston was very interesting. Very interesting because they have 3 draft picks. So you probably assumed maybe that they made the playoffs. They should be a playoff team. Maybe they could trade a couple of their picks to make some improvements. They didn't make any trades. They selected their first round, their third round, all their first round picks. They did not trade or anything, which was very, very interesting. I was kind of shocked that they stood in place and they didn't move. Because in the third pick, they picked Jaylen Brown from California. Good player. They also picked in the 16th pick, Guerschon Yabusel from France. And 23rd, they picked Ante Zizic from Croatia. It's very interesting from Boston. Who knows, maybe they're doing something that we don't know. But it was just very interesting because they could have, and we all thought that they would have traded some of their picks to have a big player that could definitely have them move on and move forward in the draft and become title contenders. But they went with some of the young players. They didn't move any players, and they kept their position. So we'll have to see about that. Dragan Bender, very interesting. He was picked by Phoenix. He played in Israel for Maccabi Tel Aviv from Croatia, and people obviously comparing him to Kristaps Porzingis, mostly because he's as a power forward. He's young. He's also from the international. There's some good things to compare him to. He has good things, but I thought, I know it's stats, and people and experts have said that the team that he played for, Tel Aviv, mostly played experienced players, and he didn't get a lot of playing time. But he's been hyped so much, and you think that he would have, I guess you say, better stats, but I think Bender is, in my opinion, I don't think Bender's gonna be as good as a player. I do think he has the upside. I do think he has tons of upside. He's gonna be definitely a little bit of a building, a nice little project to, but who knows? Obviously, a lot of people doubted Porzingis. Tons of people when, he was being booed. People did not like the pick, and what happened? He's a fan favorite in New York, so who knows? He could be a fan favorite in Phoenix. I just think, just like I say, mostly because of his work ethic, because people like his, also his endurance and just everything like that. People like Porzingis a little bit more than Bender. In my opinion, I think Bender's a little bit overhyped. So, but yeah, we'll have to see about Bender. I'm definitely intrigued to see what he can do for Phoenix. So, yeah, there's that. I didn't know about this Chris Dunn story that, he had a tough childhood, and now he's in the NBA, and he was doing an interview after he just got selected, and he was emotional. I was just like, wow, I didn't know that. That just shows that I'm not paying attention to college basketball whatsoever. I watch it, but not as much as some people will do. So, but I was very happy for Chris Dunn. He was selected out of Providence to Minnesota, and I was really happy for him. Very happy because he's, I guess, battling that, just trying to erase those past, and now he's living his dream in the NBA. So that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Buddy Hield was selected right after, from New Orleans, selected him. Thon Maker, the person who people question about what age he's in, he is. So he was selected by Milwaukee. Georgios Papagiannis is the highest Greek player selected in the draft. He went 13th. He was picked by the Suns, but traded to Sacramento. Very interesting by Sacramento. Now, because they have two power forwards they selected. Well, Papagiannis is a center, so he's gonna be behind Cousins, and they also picked Marquise Chris at 8th overall. So very interesting from Sacramento. Very, very interesting. That's really it. Denzel Valentine was selected 14th. That's really it. Yeah, that's really it. So that's really it for the NBA draft. Overall, it was fine, I guess. The NBA draft for me, there's a lot of talent. There's talent like the top 10, 15 picks, and kind of goes a little bit downhill, and that's really it. And there's a lot of trades that happen during the draft. So there's that. So that's the NBA draft for me. So now let's go to the NHL draft. So Austin Matthews was selected by the Toronto Maple Leafs. There's a little bit of questions saying who would have been picked first, Austin Matthews or Patrick Laine. I think Matthews was going to be picked first, and he got picked first. It didn't. Would be a little bit shocking if Laine was picked first. Yes and no. No, because he is the second best player, and yes, because he wasn't the number one prospect, in my opinion. But it would be very interesting. But Matthews went first, Laine went second. Pierre-Luc Dubois took a big boost up. He was picked third by Columbus. He was probably projected around, top 10. He was probably picked top 10, but he took a big boost and he was picked third. Pujarvi was picked fourth. Jacob Chichurin took a little bit of a dip, 16th. There's a little bit of a question. Probably the most controversial pick was Henrik Borgstrom he's from Finland, picked by Florida. He's a little bit rejected for like a second, third rounder, so it's very interesting. And I think this is a good draft class, I do think. And that's really it. I think my favorite pick was Mikhail Sergachev from Montreal. He's a great player. Very excited to see what he's going to be. He looks very good from what I've heard. So that's really it, guys. I know it's a little bit of a smaller recap video, but that's all my thoughts. So guys, what are your thoughts on the NBA draft this year and the NHL draft this year as well? So thank you guys for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe for more content on this channel, and I'll see you guys next time.